What I want to talk about today is the right time in doing things. I don't think such a thing exists. I've been reading a lot of Wayne Dyer's stuff recently. I absolutely love his work. From reading that, my understanding of choices that you make and decisions you make at a specific time, you just do it because you simply think that's what's best for you at the time. No one makes choices knowing that it's going to be bad for them. I mean, who wants to put themselves in a worse situation than what they're already in? You always make decisions to try and move forward and become better, yeah? The thing where it came up most strongly with me was when I was travelling, and my second week when I decided to come home, and I've actually watched the video a few times of what I recorded the day after I booked my ticket, and I was really, really upset. And I remember I had no clarity on what I was doing. I was thinking, why is this happening? I was so sure that I had to come over, and none of these things that I've wanted are coming true. Like I thought going over I'd be in a really solid financial position. I thought I would have made heaps of cash. Didn't know how, but I really had that feeling that I was going to. The next one was that I was going to have those wow experiences, which I did have at that point in Scotland, but compared to the ones that I'd had previously, it was really, really expensive to get that same sort of feeling. The third one was to meet a girl that I was absolutely crazy about. And my idea going over was that I was going to meet this girl in France when I moved over there, because I did want to move to France and play rugby there. I did make the decision to go home, and I thought, oh well, I just felt like it had been a failed trip because I hadn't got these things that I was so sure that I was going to get out of it. And that was pretty hard to deal with at that time. But with a week to go in my trip, I just let go, and I was like, I'm just going to enjoy it. I've got enough money to absolutely have a blast this week. I'm going to use Guinness as my staple food, which you'll never hear me saying that I'm going to use alcohol as my staple food again, but I thought I'd really get into it and really enjoy it. And it was one of the best weeks of my life. Absolutely amazing. And I had someone very, very close to me, when I told them that I was going to fly home because I'd run out of money, basically, they said, well, maybe it just wasn't the right time for you. And I sort of heard that, and I was like, oh, maybe, but God, that's a tough thing to admit. And then literally the day after, I'm reading pages in this book that are talking about there is no such thing as right or wrong time. You just make a decision because you think it was good for you, and you're going to learn things from it. You're going to get things from it. And I'm sure I'm going to learn more than what I already have, but I know the video that I made, it would have been about 10 days ago now, when I was really confused, had no clarity, no nothing. I was like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? I can answer every single question that I had in that video now with what's happened. And it's brilliant. I look back on it and I nearly cry that I'm so happy because I saw how upset I was. I just want to give myself a big hug because I know I was really pissed off with where I was and thinking, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Yeah, look, the biggest thing to come out of Europe for me was that I actually did meet a girl that I've never clicked with. Not just a girl, but any person in my life I've never clicked that well with, ever. And it was like the wow experience with natural things times 1,000 in a person. I didn't know that wasn't an expectation for me. So it sort of blew me out of the water, which is great. And I was almost so shut off to the idea that I wouldn't meet a girl or anything like that because I thought it was going to happen in France. I thought it wasn't the right time, and a week before that I was thinking, oh, I've made a massive, massive mistake. This has all been wrong. And now I think it's the best thing that I've ever done in my life. If you think in the terms of right or wrong in the decisions that you make, and you tell yourself, oh, that was the wrong decision, that was bad, I shouldn't have, you know, you're hammering yourself. You're telling yourself that you're bad, you've made a mistake, this is not good, and you're not getting anything from it. And I don't think that's ever a healthy thing to do. I think you make a decision, you think it was the best for you, you get consequences, good or bad. If they're good, well done. If they're bad, you're generally going to learn something from it. And that's just the way it is. So I think the idea of right and wrong timing to do things isn't necessarily spot on. Even if you make a decision and you think, what have I done? You know, try and relax, give it a bit of time, and good things will come from it, or you'll learn a lesson later on. Either way, you're getting something good out of it. So don't try and think of it in terms of good or bad, because then you're going to punish yourself if you think you're making bad decisions all the time. Righto guys, have a good day, take it easy, bye.